Hey guys! So here to do another Nonfiction November update. It's been... I started really well, and then all went downhill from there. It's been something else. I want to talk about... I just have one... my brain there. You probably saw the buffering symbol in front of my eyes. Because my brain just had a little moment there. Um, I have only one book that I read that I want to talk about, but I also want to talk about other three books that I have been reading or been working on and give you a little update on how this is going. Now, if you follow me on Goodreads, that you should, because why not? I'm a lot in there as I have Goodreads always opening while I'm working at it's a problem, I admit. But it is what it is. You saw that I had for a couple of days, more like a week, a certain book on my currently reading, and then it disappeared. And that book was New World's Lost World: The Rule of the Tudors. Tudors. Why does that sound so bad just now? By Susan Brigham. This book, this is not good for just like good trying to binge nonfiction, because this is not just... this is really in depth. I was expecting it to be less in depth than it is for some reason. I don't know why, but I do know quite a bit about the Tudor times and the Tudor era, but there's a lot that I don't know. Let's put it like that. And I want to go through this slowly, not in mid nonfiction November, while I'm kind of doing at the same time trying to just bump down my TBR pile. So I'm gonna skip on reading this during this time, and I will reading this on the next couple months, because I want to do this slowly and actually pay attention and learn, so I'm not just saying that I read it and then forget everything. So I just stopped reading this one, and I shall oh my god, my phone is not doing its job. I shall save it for later. There. And I started if a cat is moving, I just saw on my peripheral. Anyway, I started one of the books that I just bought and show you. It's The Most Beautiful Love Letters. It's the cover. It's a letter, like I show you, pretty cute. And I'm just been doing one letter at a time as I'm going. So this is gonna take a while, because I'm not just binging. I'm just coming here, reading one, and going into another book. So because I feel like that's the best way to savor these little books. It's actually just take a little bit and then go to your life and then come back, take another little bite. And one book that I'm actually pretty close to finish, but yeah, it is the... let me see the name in English, because I don't think I ever tell you the correct name in English. Is A General History of the Robberies and Murders of the Most Notorious Pirates by Captain Johnson. Very simple cover that I love, with just the skull and the bones there. This is supposed to be the cover title. I'm not exactly sure if that's the one that it came on first edition, but you guys know the old school type thing. This book, I'm slowly going through this book because it's a little bit... if you don't like pirates, this is really boring. Let's put it like that. It is literally an account of all the lives of notorious pirates, and it has a little bit of information about certain things that came before and after, and certain places sometimes. But the narrative, the way that it's written, it's really boring. It's not. If you will only appreciate this book if you like the subject. And I really love the pirates, and I'm having a hard time to keep going through this. It's not. It's not the most engaging. Let's say it like that. They even managed somehow to make the story of Anne Bonny a little bit dull. I really love her, and I love her history. I mean, I don't love her is not the right word, but I really love the epicness of her finale. Let's put it like that, of her and Mary Read fighting on the decks. The men are trying to hide, are hiding or trying to escape. They are the only two still fighting on the decks. They are all arrested, all taken to be judged. And Honey is pregnant, so she is safe. And there was on the boat there was a man that she loved. And yeah, it was her beau. There was her beau on the boat, and he was caught, and he's gonna be hanged. And she managed to meet him in his hell, and has the most epic parting words of ever. That even though they are fake, they might be fake. I don't care. For me, they are real because it's so epic. She turns to him and says, "If you had fought like a man, you wouldn't be about to die like a dog." And goes away. And I'm like, dear Lord, that's epic, and I love it. I just gave you the end of her story. Doesn't matter. You probably already know him because of Caroline. Caroline, I think that's how you say it. Music. If you don't, just go listen to her music because the music has makes more justice and makes her story more interesting than the story here. Let's put it like that. I'm gonna save this book because I love it, but I'm not gonna save it because I love what is written. The way that is written. I'm probably gonna use this to get information when I need information about a certain part because it has very thorough information about their lives. I give props to that, but it's been hard to go through this, and I was expecting to fly through it. So yeah, I'm still, there's a little bit, but I will be finishing this soon. Anyway, sorry, my computer was like telling me things, and I was like, what was happening? The only book that I finished was Into the Wild by John Cracker. Cracker sounds wrong. I'm sorry, I don't think I ever said this name right, and I don't think I ever will, and I apologize. This is the Portuguese edition. It was a book that Joanna from the channel Joanna Air picked for me, and I loved it to pieces. And I wasn't expecting to love it that much, to be honest. I was expecting to like it quite a bit, but not love it as I did. But this author just made the thorough job of investigating and putting together the last journey of Grace McCandless, and it written it in the best way possible. This could have been like really haphazardly put together, but no, it was really, really nice. It had, I think it is the most thorough that I could think it could have been. I think, and it even addressed questions of why did he do that? Why would he maybe feel inclined to do this? Or And how to say, if you know his story, of course, Chris McCandless died. It was tragic. It, it is a well-known fact. I'm not spoiling anything here. But there is, of course, the part that if he was, well, a bit more prepared and all of that, things would have gone differently. If he had approached this in a way, things have gone differently, and that is true. But this book took off a lot of the judgment and instead just gave life to the story and a contest to what happened, and I loved that, to be honest. I really that really made me enjoy this more, because I'm gonna be totally frank. I'm not that person that feels very bad when people that put themselves on dangerous situations come to harm, because I'm like, you put yourself there. You knew that could happen. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I have no shame on admitting it. So to begin with, that was a thing that would be on my judgment. But this made me appreciate the whole story for a whole, let's put it like that, instead of judging the act. Appreciate everything and not judging, just accepting it happened as it happened, and here is a story of an interesting life that was cut short because things happen. So yeah, very much recommend this book if you haven't read it. I'm not sure about the movie because I think I already told you that I watched parts of it. My mother watched it and I was probably in the room doing something else, and I just catch little glimpses of it. So yeah, pretty much recommend. And this is the only one that I finished so far since last update. I've been working on other books. And to be fair, since I'm being soon, the themes of this Nonfiction November for me have been very nautical, if you discount one or other. There is lots of pirate books, there's been whaling. I think I'm gonna probably try to tackle next the other pirate book that I showed, and the book about the shipwrecks, because I feel that is just staying on the theme and going with it would probably be good. And yeah, this is all for this update. It is a haphazardly update because I feel like I had to update you, but there's a lot happening here. I know there is a lot happening here, and I have lost a little bit of my momentum because my brain decided that at this time and place I need to read other things. Especially, I need to read a horror. My brain was just like, hey, you haven't read horror for a couple of months now. You know what you need in your life? Horror. Fiction, horror. That's what you need. So instead of feeling that urge and that pleasure that we feel when you grab a good nonfiction, my brain is just like, no, read Dracula or The Cabin in the Woods. Horror. Go to horror. It's not even read Dracula, it's reread Dracula, because I freaking love that. That book is like one of the biggest books that I've read back in the day, that every time I read it, I discover that I love it even more than before. This time I was just like, oh my god, I love this. I love this so much. And there's so little Dracula in here, because I had the other time that I read that was years and years ago now, so I remembered most of it, but I didn't remember how little of the Dracula we saw, because after that, after my last reread of Dracula, I actually watched the movie with Bela Lugosi, and then another version that was made after it, because I have this thing that I don't watch many movies, but I had to watch all of Dracula's movies. Why? I don't know, but it is a thing. I there's still Dracula movies, and I've not even went to Blackula or other ones that I haven't watched, but my brain is like, you know what, sometimes from time to time I have the urge to, let's watch another Dracula version, because you need to. And then from time to time I have also to rewatch Van Helsing, because it's a need. And if there's something that is really different from all and every movie and the book, is the amount of time that we spend with Dracula. We spend little time with Dracula on the book. I actually quite like it. I mean, I like it how little we have of it, and how much we have of all the other characters, and how much speculation we have around it, and all of that. I just love the book itself, because I really love all of the other characters, and I love that the fact that we have so little Dracula, and Dracula is such a presence, even though he's not there, he's kinda there. Well, lots of times he's not there, but he's a bat, and he's picking out, or he's in the dog form going around. You know it's Dracula, but it doesn't really count, because it's in animal form, and it doesn't do much, instead spying and causing mischief and terror. Anyway, I think that since it's such a big presence in a book without being there, and it's such an important character, because it is his book after all, but we have so little of him. There is so many interpretations in books and series and games and whatever, that it's amazing. I love it. I just love it how many different interpretations of Dracula there is, and I love a lot of them. Like the one in Van Helsing. I don't even the words. I haven't watched or played that one that also has Dracula, and it is that has now an animated series on Netflix. The name is under my tongue. I'm seeing Dracula the way that he's portrayed there, the drawing of him in my. But you probably know it has a game. It has been turned into a Netflix series. That one, I don't know if in the between there is any anime adaptation. I'm not sure. Anyway, I love it. I love everything that has Dracula in it. It's a little bit of an obsession. And I have reread it, and now my brain is just like, you need more horror, because that's what happens after I reread Dracula. It's like going to binge. So yeah, this is supposed to be a non-fiction update, and I have been just doing a rant of how much I love Dracula. That's not even non-fiction. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a non-fiction book about Dracula and the influences of the book and the movies and all of the adaptations, because I have seen that for Frankenstein. Don't even start me on Frankenstein, because, dear Lord, it's literally the same thing with Frankenstein that it is with Dracula. I have a thing. I go for all the adaptations, all of the books that talk about the cinema versions, and it is a little bit of an obsession. The old monsters are a little bit of an obsession, I know, but the stories are so good, dear Lord. Anyway, let's not start with Frankenstein too. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop ranting and finish this haphazard slash fangirling video that is supposed to be about non-fiction November, but it's half about Dracula. You are welcome. And I'm sorry. That's all for now, guys. Bye.